Hi guys, I'm going to try to keep you up here. I don't know if it's going to work. Leaning you against a container. So, I had an idea for a video. I hope you like it. It has to do with our outro. What's going on here? It has to do with words that we say in our outro, which is, don't forget to pay it forward because it feels good in your heart. And, I don't know what's going on here, but it doesn't matter. What I've been through doesn't matter. This is like nothing. But anyhow, so why am I all bundled up? Because the weather here is crazy. It's like 40 degrees at night, and then by 12 noon, it's 80. I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, so the outro, our outro, which is been since day one, just popped in my head, was, you know it. If you've been here, why is my finger in the picture? I don't know. Oh, I know why, because I got on selfie mode. Okay, figured that one out. So anyhow, the end of my outro is, don't forget to pay it forward. It feels good in your heart. So, you know how random videos come up? Okay, I can't hold it there because my hand's in the way. All right, you know how random videos come up? So some came up. Is it still recording? What's going on? Yeah. So some came up about homeless people. It was after I put up my video. If you haven't watched it, I think it's called Pay It Forward. It's the last video I put up. Well, in the area of last, I don't know when I'll get this put up, but I usually put up my videos within 24 hours of making them. So anyhow, so I was watching these videos, and there was one I just watched. I don't remember. I should have told you which one it was, but they're pretty much all the same. It's about homeless people. These two young guys went to McDonald's, and oh, the camera's going really weird. I don't know. I hope it's good enough quality. So anyhow, they went to McDonald's and bought, I forgot, I just watched it, a lot of cheeseburgers. Oh, I don't remember. I'd say 300, 500, I don't know. And they're going to give it to the homeless. And then they had bottles of water. So they went around to this area where homeless people are just standing on the street and all. And then they went to a shelter, got permission to go in. And most of the people were very, very gracious. I was surprised. There was one woman who says, oh, they cut in front of me and blah, blah. But I don't know. If you're truly homeless, would you be bitter like that? I don't know. I know me, I'm very appreciative of anything. So it got me thinking. And this is just my perspective. It's not right, it's not wrong. Oh, before I get there, the other part I want to say. I also been reading on Google, you know, when you want to Google some stories come up, it says the very wealthy, which is the top, what percentage, does anyone know what percentage of very wealthy are? Well, anyhow, the very wealthy are stockpiling their money because they think there's going to be a recession really soon. I usually don't talk politics, and I'm not going to talk politics, but that's just what the title of the story. Look at my talking hands. Where can I put them? So anyhow, I saw that yesterday or the other day, the last week. So they're stockpiling their money because they have money to stockpile. And then, ironically, at the polar opposite are people that are homeless for whatever reason. For whatever reason. And it got me to thinking, as a single mom, and again, this is only my perspective, so I'm not saying someone who's in another situation, you're married or whatever. This is only my perspective, my thoughts. So, a single mom, it's hard to be a single mom. I've been a single mom several times. Between my two husbands, I had 5 children. Well, actually, I had 4 and I was pregnant, and then I had 5. But I was single, raising those kids with no child support, working 3 jobs and going to nursing school at the same time. When I look back, I'm like, how did I even do it? But anyhow, a single mom with a disabled child, as I have, when I think about, I should say, you use I sentences. When I think about it, a single mom, this talking hand, I don't understand. Anyhow, a single mom with a disabled child, and again, could be a single mom with not a disabled child, a single mom with 7, 8, 9, 10 kids, one kid, whatever. It's my perspective. I do a lot of apologizing because I don't want to offend anyone. So I'm just going to stop that part and just go on with my story. Single mom with, I'm going to hold my hand down. A single mom with a disabled child is basically one moment away from being homeless. And it's really scary because I see stories about homeless people where we live who live under train tracks. You always hear those stories, train tracks. Where is that? Where are those train tracks? I don't know. That must be horrible. And in our area, they had people living in tents in a certain area, and they shut down the tents, which I can't imagine in the polar vortex we have here recently, I'd say the last 5 years. It's so bitter cold. Even my house, which isn't insulated very well, as you can see, I have my hoodie on, I have a blanket on, because I don't want to turn on the heat yet. But anyhow, it gets really cold. I can't even imagine. But I'm always thinking that I am just one moment always away from being homeless. It's sad. I mean, I'm lucky I can do a lot with the little I have. I've always had this business mindset. Back in the days when I was going to nursing school, I tried to make money any avenue I could that was legal, obviously. But I helped a lot of people who were going to invest their money, because I was cleaning houses for doctors, and some of them, just graduated, and they're, they got a good job, and all of a sudden a lot of money, and don't know what to do. And my first marriage, we had money, and we were able to invest some, so I just knew about that. So I helped people like to invest. You do IRA, Roth, whatever. There's, I don't know anymore, all that stuff. This was years ago, but anyhow, I helped them. They asked me. I kind of started almost something that, they would pay me a little or get me some groceries or whatever, and I'd go to them with a meeting when you go to an accountant or a financial advisor, I mean. So let me tell you, you can get ripped off by those people. Nothing against if you're a financial advisor, but it happens. So anyhow, I think because I always think that way, because I grew up in poverty. I had to eat dirt, and I'll do a whole story about my story. But, our power was always shut off. And so I know how it is to live just about homeless. We had a roof over our head, but it was cold, and there wasn't food, and, So I always am conscious of that, and always was. Even when, in my first marriage, we had a business. My husband at the time had a good job. Well, good job. Back then, he was getting $4.25 an hour, and that was a good job. Good job. Good benefits. We didn't have to pay any medical. It was great. Go to the doctor for free, medicine for free, whatever. He was in a union. But anyhow, so that's why we started a business, because, we had a child to make more money. But anyhow, I always still remembered that anyone really, at that point, we were a couple with one child. We could be a moment away from poverty, homelessness. And I don't know, for me, I think it's a good thing to have on your mind, not on your mind up, but you know what I mean? To know that, because I think it helps you through the hard times. Like when I went from going through a real long divorce, and then, I remarried. It was a period of, I want to say, 5 years, I think. And it was a rough 5 years for me. I wasn't getting child support. We had 2 houses at the time because we had built a house, and that will be in my story I'm going to tell. But anyhow, it wasn't because we were wealthy. It was, we built a home, couldn't live in there, so he was there, I was in this house. We were trying to sell the other house, and there's those hands again. But anyhow, so I knew we had to pay 2 house payments, and let me tell you, was that a struggle. But, what could you do? Don't pay the house, you get kicked out. The new house that we had built, that would be terrible. We put all our hard-earned money in it. So anyhow, but I always had that in my head that, it doesn't matter. Like when people win the lottery, you always see, oh, in a year they're bankrupt or whatever, but probably they don't have the same mentality. Think of, wow, I'm just a moment away from poverty or being homeless. I look like a homeless person. I'm sorry. I'm still not well. My energy, they said it's going to take a long while to get well because I was suffering so long from the infection from my extracted tooth that was extracted wrong. So, I'm sorry, but maybe it's good for the story. I look like I'm homeless. I still have bags under my eyes because I haven't caught up on sleep and everything. But anyhow, so my story is, it's ironic that last week I've been seeing the wealthiest of the wealthy are worried about a recession, so they're stockpiling their money. And then yesterday and today I saw videos, or whatever moment I put up my video on Paying It Forward, it's almost like my phone knows what I'm doing. Because as soon as I did that, a video you may like is on homeless. So I don't know how they do that. There must be a way they can do it. Does anyone know? Comment below. So anyhow, I've been watching the videos, crying, of course, at these people just so happy to get a cheeseburger from McDonald's, which I would be too if I could eat it. I can't eat it. I would be so happy if for one day just some magical something came over or whatever. I could go back in time and I could eat real food. I remember my mom at the end. She always, when she was in the nursing home, sadly, because they wouldn't let her out, because I had little kids that were disabled and they wouldn't let me take her unless my older kids helped, and they weren't able to. So, meaning older, they were living out of the house. But anyhow, she always wanted a McDonald's, hamburger, and a Coke. And that's sad. How I got on that subject, I don't know. I don't want to be sad. But anyhow, so, if you can help people, help them. I guess that's my message of my little sit down here. And it just inspired me to say something. These people are always busy, rushing, just like me. We have a list of the errands we gotta do. It's limited. Half the time my car isn't working, or I don't know. I was sick, so I'm behind on everything, and there's those talking hands. But anyhow, always remember, people can be a step away, a moment away from poverty and homelessness. You don't know what someone's going through. So, if you can help someone, help someone. It's real important. And if you watch my video, Pay It Forward, I said we had two times that someone recently had helped us, and I've never been on the receiving end. I used to, in my first marriage, we gave a lot. So it felt so good. So I guess this video, I was inspired by, seeing the homeless people. Also, it's toward the end of September, when the holidays come, we're going to have commercials about toys and, deep fryers. What are those fryer things called? Not deep fryers, something for air fryers. All these things that I would never think of because they're not in my realm of reach anymore. See these toys, these things that I'm sure Polly would want, but, they're not in my budget. But I just look at these things and it reminds me of, there are people that couldn't even imagine. They don't even have a TV. But, our world is just full of so much, I hate to say it, but greed and, me, and it shouldn't be. If you have it, share it. If you don't have it, even share it. Like I say, if some little old lady or man is short $1 or something, and I really don't have it, but I give it. But I also make sure we have it. Like if it was my last dollar, as much as I'd like to, I couldn't because I have Polly. He has to come first. But this inspired me to do this video. So now that it's coming, close to the holiday season, because it comes like this. I haven't been around to the stores, but I'm sure there's Christmas trees around the corner. So when you're looking at those Christmas trees or special ornament, I used to buy my children each their own ornament every year. So then when they grow up and have a family of their own or whatever, they live on their own, everyone in common would have the same ornament. It was a tradition. So when you're looking at those ornaments, if you do that, or just looking at an ornament or looking at wrapping paper or bows, think of the people that might not have a Christmas, that might be living in the street, in the cold, maybe on another side of the United States in the heat, wherever it is. Just think there are other people that are worse off than you. So that's my message for today. I don't know why it came to me, but it did. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's nothing exciting, but we're going to try to do a toy test or whatever it's called soon. for you guys something fun. It seems like my videos all are about, like, you know, things like this, or, you know, but it is what it is. So please don't forget to subscribe. Give me ideas for some videos. I like to talk from the heart, so this was from the heart. Like it if you like it. Hit the notification bell. Share. Sharing is caring. Don't forget to pay it forward. It feels good in your heart. Polly's heart, my heart. Also, as I'm looking at this video, it's over 15 minutes long. So we'll see if YouTube lets me put it up. I think I said it in another video, maybe not. I was trying to put up a video once, and I don't know, if you don't have 10,000 or more subscribers, you're only allowed so much time. I hope this video works. We'll see. I have to go to the grocery store parking lot because my internet sucks. So we'll see. Hopefully this goes up. Maybe it was just a fluke. So anyhow, take my words for what they're worth, but find it in your heart to help people if you can. So for now, bye guys. Bye girls. Toodles.